Just because I poke fun at the stories I read and or fan art featured in my videos doesn't mean that anyone should harass the creators of anything featured in this show. Cyberbullying is a serious issue that damages people emotionally and psychologically, sometimes to the point of self-harm and or suicide. Please keep any and all criticism constructive and reasonable for all parties involved. Thank you. Hey guys, what's up? It's GothCat bringing you episode 8 of the Crappypasta show. In today's episode, I will be reading a pasta just simply titled Shh. I'm serious. That's the actual title of this pasta. And of course, it features the infamous Jeff the Killer. In where else but an insane asylum. I know how much you guys enjoy Jeff the Killer pasta, so I'm humoring you with yet another one that's out there on crappypasta.com. Now, without further ado, enjoy the show, guys. I sat at the desk of Lexor Mental Health Hospital, or a better name for it, a fucking insane asylum. Don't ask how I ended up getting a job here. It's a bit more calm during the day when everyone is here. I have the graveyard shift, from 10 to 5. I know it's a short time, but the patients here never sleep. All I can hear is screaming and talking. What makes this place scary as shit is cell 109. Well, who's in there anyways? A boy who has to be no older than 19. He butchered his whole family, then took off. I haven't seen him personally. It came from what I'm told. His face is enough to scar someone for life. According to his record, his name is Jeffrey Woods, otherwise for me known as a fucking psychopath. Apparently, from what I heard, people actually dare others to go in his cell. He's been here for a few weeks. All they found on him was a knife and the clothes on his back. Sounds silly, I know, but this fucker has killed over 2,000 people. Took the police 5 years to catch him, so instead of putting him in a fucking cell for the rest of his life, they dump him on us. I sighed and got up. I slowly walked towards cell 109. I hesitated for a minute, but gave in. "Hey," I said shakily. "Hey," said a shaky, raspy voice. "I'm David." "Jeff. Can't let this place get to you. I was locked up here for quite some time. I know how those walls will make you feel," I said. There was silence for a minute. The Jeff spoke. "I'm actually very comfortable in here. Nothing can cause me to lose my mind when I already have. Besides, I can get out of here really easily. It's only a door holding me in. Let me rest and I'll be out to visit in a few hours." I back away from the door. Was he fucking serious? Nah, he's probably just trying to scare me. I walked away back to my post. I continued to listen to the other patients until sleep overtook me. I shot awake and looked around. Nothing. I checked the time. 2:23 a.m. I stood up and noticed that it was deathly quiet here. Everyone must finally be asleep, I said. I went to the nearest soda machine and got a Coke. The hissing and clicking sound echoed throughout the place. I sipped while looking around and went back to my desk. Sitting down, I turned on the radio. I was about 5 minutes into the staticky singing when the lights shut off. My eyes grew wide with fear. Worst place to be during a blackout. I grabbed for my flashlight and shined it down the hall. This place strangely felt more closed while covered in a black blanket. I got up and walked down the hall. I walked towards the basement door. I dread going down there even when it's daytime. Shuddering, I opened the door. As I descended the metal stairs, my footsteps echoed. It was like a beat was being made. I finally reached the bottom. The humming sound of machinery was all I could hear. I shook off every bit of fear and walked towards the box. I flipped it on and voila, lights are back on. I dashed back up to the stairs and sprinted to my desk. I breathed a sigh of relief. Looking down the halls, I got up and headed back to cell 109. Hey Jeff, are you okay? Silence. I'm fine. What happened to the lights? Power went out. A true shame. I like the dark. If you don't mind my asking, how did you end up here? Silence. I started to walk away when he spoke. Those bullies. They thought they could push me around. I showed them no mercy. There was so much fire, pain. My skin turned white, my hair black, my new face. What's so perfect with me? I couldn't stop looking at it. I got tired. My eyes are forever open now. I'm always smiling too. Mother and father didn't like my new face. I cut them. My brother, I killed him too. I didn't mean to. The thought of killing it just drives me insane. I was sitting with my legs crossed. Was I actually having a conversation with the psycho? How did you get here, David? Asked Jeff. After my mom died, my father beat me. One night, while he was sleeping, I ducted, taped him down, and cut his fingers and limbs off one by one, I said. I heard Jeff laughing. Feels nice, doesn't it? Feeling the bones snap and flash just slide past the blade. I'll admit it felt nice. I can't call myself a psycho. My dad had it coming. I suddenly heard Jeff laughing hysterically. You think you're safe out here? You're surrounded by a bunch of insane fuckers. I looked around. He's right. Well, I gotta get back to work. I'll talk to you in a bit, Jeff, I said. I'm sure you will. I got up and headed back to my desk. 3 o'clock. 2 more hours. Mouthing my head, I closed my eyes for a few minutes. I shot awake and it was pitch black. I groaned and got my flashlight. I noticed the basement door was open. Did I forget to close it? I felt a sense of fear, anxiety. Quickly, I jogged down to cell 109. The door was standing wide open. Fear gripped my body. I slowly went and looked around. All over the walls was blood. The sentence "go to sleep" was written all over, even on the floor. I looked down the hall to see the other cell doors open. I ran down the hall and checked every room. Every room was the same. Dead bodies with a smile carved in their cheeks. I screamed at the sight. That's when I heard it. The laugh. I quickly made a dash back to my desk, jumping under it, and took deep breaths. There was no calming down the situation. Suddenly I heard footsteps. I held my breath and listened. The footsteps grew louder and louder. They were near the desk. Suddenly a horrid scraping sound erupted. The sound of a knife on wood. The sound that made my hair stand on end. It stopped. I froze and listened. No footsteps, no breathing, just silence. I slowly moved out, only to be face to face with 2 pairs of cold black eyes. His face was white, lips red, a smile carved in his cheeks. I screamed at the top of my lungs. I thank you for talking to me. Unfortunately, I can't stay long. So I guess it's time for you to go to sleep, he laughed. I screamed one last time before I felt the blade slice into my cheeks. I pushed him away and ran into the basement. Fuck. First door I touched, it had to be the damn basement. I ran down and his at the bottom. Clang, clang, clang. Jeff's footsteps echoed throughout the basement. I moved towards the pipes. I put my hand to my cheek. He only cut them a little bit. He still burned. Closing my eyes, I tried to relax. It had to have been 4:20. I just have to hide for 40 minutes, or at least stay alive. I heard footsteps slowly approaching my spot. I opened my eyes and felt hot breath against my face. Found you. A hand shot out and grabbed my hair. Slowly he drugged my face to the pipes. I screamed as my skin melted. Pulling away, I crawled out of my hiding spot. Jeff grabbed my ankle and pulled me towards him. My nails peeled off as I desperately tried to claw for something to hold. He flipped me around and stabbed my chest. I slowly felt his blade penetrate my arm. The pain is extreme. I took one last look at him and heard nothing but go to sleep. And that was for you. And in case you're wondering why I kept laughing in this narration, is because there was a lot of ha-has or ha-ha-has, and I was basically just enunciating that. As far as spelling and grammar is concerned, it's not really that much worse than most of the shitty stories on the Crappypasta wiki. The main errors I saw were one, there were periods used when there should have been commas. You know, if you can put it all in one sentence, just put it all in one sentence. Another thing is the writer clearly doesn't know how to condense a bunch of instead of condensing stuff into one or two sentences, they basically just choppily spew out different ideas, each in a separate sentence. There were a few noticeable errors. Let's see, where was it? Well, I can't find it right now, but I think one of the words was shit instead of something else. I forgot what. Another thing, when Jeff the Killer is fucking attacking him, this guy is still noting how much time he has left in his shift, even though Jeff the Killer could still be attacking this guy even after his shift is over. It's like, it had to have been 4:20, I just have to hide for 40 minutes. I mean, that's stupid when someone is coming after you. They're not gonna disappear once your shift is over. That's just dumb and stupid, you know? And also, of course, Jeff the Killer is really fucking overpowered, which kind of helps seal it into the pantheon of Crappypasta. So, also, how could he have written the story if, well, it doesn't really state whether or not this guy died or anything, but I guess it could be partially forgiven if it was, well, actually I'm not really sure if it could be forgiven or not, but if you have any ideas, go on and read the story and share your thoughts in the comments below. And in any case, next time I will be reading Suicide Forest by Ellie West, which is actually a Slender fic. And if you want to know what role Slenderman has in all this, go ahead and watch episode 9 next time. And this is Gothcat signing out. Thank you and goodbye.